Are you looking for a fast-paced, simplistic RPG that you can get running in just a few minutes? Well, let me introduce you to Fängelsehåla. Fängelsehåla. Fängelsehåla?
Fängelsehåla.
It's Swedish for dungeon. Fängelsehåla was created by and illustrated by Gary Snow. This copy was gifted to me by a friend of the RPG Academy, and I wanted to share it with you. Fängelsehåla is a simplistic dungeon crawler that has sort of a light-hearted edge. It is very quick to get the game started from both the DM side and the player side. The book itself is heavily inspired by Swedish culture, which will make all the names difficult for me to pronounce, but I'm going to do my best. You can play elves, dvargs, trolls, and all of the other Swedish named things that I can't pronounce. The book even allows you to randomly create these characters with a rollable table, giving you your character, your starting equipment, your skills, everything. The core mechanic of the game uses dice pulls. When you attempt to do an action, you'll choose the skill in which you're going to do the action, roll that number of d6s, add together the top two values on the dice, and that is your attempt at the action. This gets compared to the difficulty that the Doomstack will supply. If you roll higher than that difficulty, you succeed, possibly spelling doom for your opponent. If you jinx or equal the amount, it counts as a success with a minor complication. If you roll under that value, it's a failure, and it could spell doom for you. Speaking of doom, what is doom? Well, instead of using traditional health points or HP to track your character's life, this game uses what they call the Doomstack. Whenever you fail or take damage, you take a black d6 and start stacking to create your Doomstack. As the stack gets higher, the chances of it toppling increase. When it topples, your character is dead, letting all players at the table see at any given moment who is close to death and who is not by the number of dice in their stack. The book offers a simplistic story where your village is suffering from a drought. The harvest has been destroyed and you need to purchase food from a neighboring village. This village puts the hefty price of 5,000 copper pennies on their food supply, which the adventurers are sent into the dungeon to collect said 5,000 copper pennies. Gameplay consists of just crawling through the dungeon until your adventuring party has enough copper pennies to return to the surface and pay for food for everyone in the village. This kind of gameplay is really perfect for conventions, it's perfect for one-shots, but on another hand entirely, it's perfect for board game lovers who are sort of intimidated by the thought of role-playing at the table with other people. The simplistic nature of this RPG is almost like a board gamification of the RPG genre. It's not very complex, it's very simplistic rules, and I would guess that if you had a group of total newbies and none of them had played RPGs before, you could still get a full game going within about 15 minutes of reading and prep. And since the RPG has a built-in ending with the party reaching that 5,000 copper penny goal, I would assume it would only take a group about 2 to 4 hours to complete the dungeon with enough copper pennies to succeed or get everybody killed while delving into the dungeon. The art in the book is very simplistic in a charming sort of way. So often in RPGs now we're met with like the dark, gritty, grimy art, and this takes it in the complete other direction in a really fun way. The pages are also bright and colorful, and it's only about 40 pages with a hefty amount of those being given to rollable tables and things specifically for the Doomsayer or the DM. In order to play, all you really need is a pencil, some paper, and 3 different colored sets of D6s. It recommends white, black, and red to represent the different kinds of dice you need, but really you could just have all your D6s, and as long as you keep track of what is what, it should be fine. Personally, I really enjoy this RPG for a couple reasons. The first being the Doomstack mechanic. It really reminds me of Dread, where you use a Jenga tower to pull tiles when you're overcoming actions, and when the tower falls over, your character's dead. I think the simplistic rules give it a more board game feel, which some of my friends don't enjoy role-playing games and prefer board games, and I think this would be a great thing to try out with them. And finally, just the way you can roll up a whole working dungeon in just a few moments, or really you could work one room ahead of the players as you're playing the game without even having to prep a full dungeon before you start. The one drawback I would say is they don't give a lot of options for lore-based roleplay. After the simplistic story they give in the beginning, there are not really a lot of options for meaningful backstory or roleplay built into the rules. Looking online, you can find this game at dekugames.com or wherever you purchase your RPGs. And of course, I would recommend this game to all board game lovers, all one-shot lovers, and all those people too scared to play a full-fledged role-playing game. This is really the perfect way to dip their toes into the hobby. To sum it up in one sentence, Fängelsehåla is a fast-paced, lighthearted, dungeon-crawling RPG with very simple mechanics. So, would you want to try out this game? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, from us here at the RPG Academy, if you're having fun, you're doing it right. Thanks for watching. Fängelsehåla. Fängelsehåla.